We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Texans at 11-1 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now because, to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
He'll look to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right. They weren't fooled. And they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing. Stuffed the fake, and they take over the ball.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild-card teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas till the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front-row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they added a 7th seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more important on games like this.
Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And his kick is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points. But that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Taken at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember, last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Jackson fighting his tight end Andrews for the Ravens' first down. He can really smell 800 catches right now, because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Up the middle they go. Milner. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. On second down, Milner. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. On second down now, Milner. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Now Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. And the Texans are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he works free. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Holding offense.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you measure numbers for the guys that carry the football, it's not just the yardage. How many times do they ring the bell? How many times they get into the end zone? And now that he has 15 for the year, everyone gets to celebrate, starting with his offensive line.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there, because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
That's interference. Defense.
So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. Still a completed pass.
They'll look to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Lamar Jackson and the Raven offense heading out. And he's had his struggles here early with a couple of interceptions as he'll try to refocus with a 1st and 10 to start this drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Milner. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Point after try forthcoming. And he's got it to make it now 13-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
On 2nd down, Milner. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Here's the local Texas product, J.K. Dobbins. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
Here's Jackson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
That was just a good example of taking what the defense gave him. No one opened downfield, knew where his safety valve was, swung it out to him. He gets upfield and picks up the 1st down. Well done all the way around.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Milner, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And here's Jackson on the option. And he is going to lose yardage here. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been Okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we? No. Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. 2nd and 3. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route is going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So that drive, 4 plays, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On 1st down, Milner, and he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Now Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Texans will take over. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Despite a little power on the move, still tackled shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking for a slot man, and he's got him. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Second and 6. He rifles one that's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. After the interception, here's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Jackson now. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Saints who are out in front as that inches closer to halftime. The Saints seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, let's get to Philadelphia as we check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Wan'Dale Robinson, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And that one all tied. Next, they look at the next-gen stats for the Ravens in that first half, and they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters, and that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for the Texans, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
It's a gain of 6.
Back to throw again. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. But now they've got their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
The Texans send the punter out. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Ravens will get it. First and 10 from deep in their own territory. Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 13. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his man, complete. That's Love. To throw again on second down. Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Second and 6.
Back to throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Texans are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Back to throw. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
A gain of 7. Brings up second and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans use the short field to get in for 6. But just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Point after here coming up. And the lead is now 24. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different. But Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it. The Ravens send their punter out now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he will find his man on the outside. They'll set up to throw. That's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another 1st down there.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball. They leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. 2nd and 4. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll set up a throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. They'll run on 1st down. Milner to about the 40-yard line. Second down, here's an option right. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 43. Here's Jackson to throw. And his throw is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jackson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Hands it off out of the gun. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
It's a gain of 2.
They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 41-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Hunter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
They'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. This will cost him 11 yards there on the 2nd and goal sack. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They got 8 yards out of it, but they're still left with a 4th and goal from a ways out. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He finds his man, complete. That's Love. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews.
Jackson's pass complete to Andrews.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. To throw again is Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Jackson. And now here's another interception. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shot.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Texans, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.